Before we get into this video, I just want to say that if you want a chance to receive a gift from me on Fortnite, I gift my subscribers every day. All you need to do is turn on post notifications, hit that like button, and make sure you drop your epics in the comments and look out for a friend request from me. Bugha came out of the FNCS finals today, making a statement. If you guys aren't aware, there's been a lot of talk in the Fortnite community about how Bugha is washed because he hasn't had any insane placements since the World Cup. Bugha's talked about this on his stream before, and he really came out swinging in the FNCS finals today, absolutely dominating his heat. And what I have for you guys is his 4 best in-game performances. So make sure you watch the whole video because it's nothing but in-games and straight action. And this is probably going to be the last big FNCS Duos event for a while. So I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications if you want a free gift. And if you guys are liking the FNCS coverage, it'd really help me out if you could drop a like. Let me know down in the comments, who do you think is going to be taking home the grand final tomorrow? I personally think it could be Tfue and Scoped, but I want to hear from you guys down in the comments, and enjoy the video.
The RPG has changed, but more and more top tier duos doing that self-damage that we've never seen in other seasons whatsoever. But that opens up the end game for a lot of other people. We're seeing names on your screen right now. Base RR, Scar ZL, Z Laner. People that haven't had a chance at finals before. Now, one top duo out. Is there a chance for these guys to rise up?
And look at that. Fifth zone going all the way to the south east of the map. And Knight and Rogue Shark are going to be able to try to push up and take height in fifth zone. And they do, but Strodels and Siwa are here. They have to pause briefly. And yes, they're going to get RPG down. The sign for them to say, nope, we're going to back off. But well, I'm thinking of a lot of people, because most of what I saw for the top duos that we were following were all over towards that northwest, specifically Bugha and Stretch. Even Saf went over in that direction. Aspect and Animal, Unknown, and Ronaldo. There were so many that were up on that side. But thanks to the good fortune Knight and Rogue Shark clearly have built up over the season, they get fifth zone in the first game of this heat.
Fifth zone with this big base, so many options and so much protection from every single angle. They're looking for shots, but the desync, you can see it with their shots as well. We haven't even talked about Hogman and Npen. Pretty sure they did really well in one of these qualifier weeks, almost getting that top spot. And then after that, they've just been synergistically learning off of each other. Coming to that no-com zone, but oh my god, D's, I think that was the Boombo that got him taken out. The rig still active in this endgame, finding ways. Saf, though, taking out Rise. And Clarity G gets knocked down, not eliminated yet, but wow, so many top tier duels. Zexro and Mac are out.
Out in 26th place, no placement points even close. And for whatever reason, this is also older action feed. Maybe this replay was reloaded. Regardless, Hogman and Npen found themselves some good spots. They've got a heavy sniper. They've got a launch pad. They could still work with this. They could still make this happen. I'm curious, definitely Knight and Rogue Shark, you see them still up on height, and they have the RPG, possibly even double. Saf still alive. Just trying to spot all the different opportunities here for all the different teams. Here it is, the pad. And it's very high. Who's on height now? It's Rohan's and Fired. Up at the top. I think they might get pressured here very, very quickly. And it's 43 alive. Surge in 6th. The notifications only. Elevate finally knocked out, so that's it for that team with Clarity G.
And now the catch up to max zone starts. People still getting eliminations off rotation. Npen going to be the one actually tarping forward while Hogman tries to catch up, probably taking over afterwards. But a lot of teams already have eliminations coming into this portion of the game. Usually we'll see a 50-man lockdown until that 7th zone strikes. Then that blue line is where all the action starts to get chaotic. Right now, it's people trying to control height. It's Knight and Shark. Can the prediction reign true? Do these guys have that room? Did they make it earlier on in the game to be in this position, to shoot down rockets on their enemies? Kind of the signature every single time. I haven't seen these guys without an RPG on height in any one of their games. The enabler.
Gonna try to find the small gaps. Doesn't work. He has some patience here with his RPG, because he definitely wants this to be towards the end. The placement point's going to start rolling in. Shark and Knight are completely controlling right now. Saf's still up, right? And he's almost to the end. Here's Nico. Looks like he's shambles, 15 HP, falling all the way down to low ground. And with the flopper, now the placement points coming in. Blake still alive in this one. He just picked up a double for himself too.
Yup, and now it's all up to a solo play. 2 eliminations, 5 points. Placement not just out yet. 2 more. Duels need to go down. Looks like Nico takes out 1/2 of one. Finally gets another threshold. Now playing off the zone. No shields, no mats. Somehow still alive in front of Bugha and Stretch. One of the hardest situations to be in. And somehow no one is looking at him. And he's not taking any pressure. Can he get maximum shields off? No. Goes down on low ground. 8 total points. Still a good run. And now we switch over to mid-low. Stretch is there. Bugha trying to catch. These guys are in the same box too. There's action going on height. But if you wait it out, wait for that final placement to come in and then play out the game, that's where most of the points can get accrued.
That's for sure. Stretch playing well. Same with Bugha. They get this box fully controlled. Now 1 versus 1 against Clutch. I think he did get it. Yes, he did. Stretch cleans that up. He's going to go in for the mats, and he has the criteria to win this game right now. Floppers in an RPG, and there's the final 4 in this one. There's still actually 1 all the way down to the bottom. 4 teams. 1 versus 1 versus 2. Stretch has to do something against Shark and Knights. That's the target that he needs to take off if he wants to win the game. But again, he has the recipe. The floppers, 5 of them. RPG with the 10 eliminations, and Bugha with only 1. We'll see how this proceeds.
Right now, the biggest decision for everyone in this box or in this kind of community cul-de-sac, because there's so many people just right next to each other in these build communities, is who is going to place the launch pad? Where are we going to see that recycle pad come in? Because we know Bugha has one, but does Knight have one as well? Usually those guys coming in from the Shark itself have a bunch of utility available. I've seen them with 2 to 3 pads sometimes. Unknown and Ronaldo, once again, just 1 point on Unknown this game at least. Looking for beam still. In this game, it might be the hardest, or this heat at least, it might be the hardest thing to implicate and utilize that W key playstyle. But at the same time, if it's top teams who are used to normal box fights, if you get very hyper aggressive, we saw it yesterday as well, people will just stay on the back foot. Right now, Orisa, no mats available. Unknown helps out Assault and Blake with an elimination. Doesn't get it for himself, unfortunately. But he does get some damage for that surge, which will tick in just a sec once this zone closes. And then after that, definitely when that 6th zone closes as well into 7th. Right now, Ronaldo moves, Unknown has to follow. They're working for that half and half.
And when they switch to this game style, when they switch to playing for endgame, this is when Unknown gets activated on these rotates, when people are trying to move, and look at that already, starting with the beams. He tags down Mateos and Morg. Mateos so low right now, Morg already down, and he's still pressuring on this 5th zone. This is when it is, when Unknown is a beast in these endgames. This is one of the reasons why they won squads, was Ronaldo leading the way, them getting to endgame, and then letting Unknown roam free with a tunnel and a path built by his teammates, where he can really focus on what he does best.
I just saw him take 3 different box fights at the same time and have a say in every single one of them. Now the AR gets split, as well as the mats. Unknown forgot to split the mats. There we go, a fast split. Everything's even. Now, as Bala mentioned, Ronaldo can start that tarp in 6 seconds. See where the zone is going, and Unknown can get let loose. While this is happening, though, there are so many other duos. You see Shays and COD Genesis once again at full HP, right underneath Unknown and Ronaldo. We saw Bugha and Stretch. They're still alive in this game. An overview, a lot of duos at that mid-ground level. No one really at height, even at that old community base. Bugha and Stretch could get height over here on top of that portion, but they're not going to. The majority of people also get zone on that northern side and western side. Everyone on the east, though, is going to be looking for a pad. Bugha and Stretch place their own, using it so late that no one can actually recycle it, and they'll have their say on the dead side first. Is this too early, though? Should they have tarped out a bit is the question. They already get pressured slightly, start to move in, have to change a layer. They get it done. And now the entire server moves.
Caught him in the box. It's Tabs G. Bugha destroys him. A quick one for him. Stretch also joins. And now on the side of zone, like you said, could they have gone earlier or later with that pad? It doesn't matter right now because this is the decision that they've made. They've got now up to 2 elims, and they find an uncomfortable layer as they have to move down on ulti low with teams on pretty much all sides of them. This is definitely uncomfortable. I want to see them try to find something different, but for now, they still have so much shield to work with too, and this drum gun could get activated later on.
You saw this strat before where if the zone bounces back, you have so much free room to work with, especially on a low ground layer like this. And doing this as well, you save so many mats. You're never getting pressured. You never have to just delve down and rebuild. But now suddenly when Stretch gets a little bit greedy, looking forward to save a few builds, Height instantly sees him. And now Bugha's going to be right underneath Shays. That's just jump out by himself, side jump, try to get a bit of a higher layer. Regroup with Stretch. He goes up, around, and down, finally in the same box. Has that drum gun. Hasn't started to shoot it yet. Aspect goes down in your feed between him with Unknown and Ronaldo. Suddenly, Unknown has started to activate just a little bit. 3 eliminations already. 300 mats as well. Fighting over a possibly for Height. We'll see in just a second. Ronaldo, 1 HP, clinging on to life. Unknown, trying to save him, dropping down. A slideshow of players everywhere. But he doesn't have a say or a pump on either one. Suddenly, he's by himself. Ronaldo healing up. Getting siphons, getting 1 elimination, looking for anything right now.
Yeah, but they've gotten the placement right now, which is not the thing you're used to seeing in Unknown's leaderboard stats at the end of the day. 3 eliminations, make that 4 for the duo. And it's time. This is when you get all the placements possible while also getting eliminations at the same time. Bugha finds another one, by the way. A lot of materials was picked up for Unknown, and there's still a low HP player on the backside that I think he recognizes. Ronaldo's going in for that as well. And there it is, a frag for Unknown, and he drops to low ground, switches up the pump for that tack. And even Bugha and Blake right above him. Blake's chasing on Bugha, and the piece control for Unknown. He starts to really work on to Blake and takes him out, picks him up and throws him out the side of zone. Full impact frag, and he's got all the mats now.
And the duo is still alive. While this is all going on, Ronaldo is absorbing pressure on a completely different layer, and Unknown owns the entire low ground. Rent-free, another pump there. That's what we call control. Assault now, the second half of that duo that Unknown first took out goes down. Animal is right above all of Unknown's floors. Could he get edited down here? This is so dangerous. He gets a nice refresh to survive. RPG though all the way down. Back to Unknown's POV. All angles, it's not enough. Still a 6, 7, 8 elimination finish. Animal surviving. The back-to-back tacks, somehow still alive on low ground. His game is not over. 3 different duels left alive. He has the flopper, goes back in zone, finds the grappler. Is this the moment? Oh my god, the first dodge is not enough. Vivid is the one who's alive. Nano is here as well. It's Skittle who's left with the pressure from up top. Vivid finishing it down low, unsuspectingly. The duo no one expected to wrap up game 1, but oh my god, the clutches, the finish.
That out. But every team that they pressure, whether they get them low or they get the elim or not, is a team that most likely will fall and make it easier for them to get towards placement threshold. But also, they start to cover players who might get on their lair. A max distance zone for pretty much everybody in the lobby as it goes back over that mountain that Bugha and Stretch were working so hard to be on. But based on the half in, half out, look how the lobby's split right now. If you look at the bottom right, all the way down, nobody ventured forward, and finally people are going to start to move and launch as well.
I think Knight and Shark saw one. Will they use mats to get to that launch after getting this refresh? Possibly, but no, it's passing out of zone. So many people taking a community launch. There was a big tack there, or a pump shot from Knight. We're going to switch off of their POV as they base up, looking over at Mac and Zex, who are just at a mere 11 points. They need an insane game out of this. They need a big performance. Oh my god, I thought there was 2 different people in this box. They find each other, 2 different skins. Don't usually see that. Blake is the one on height. I don't think he's going to let anyone up. Not letting Mac have a morsel, an inch of position whatsoever. Him and Zex, though, still in the same box, looking all the way up, waiting. And hit another launch pad all the way through. Now they have position.
And they're going to try to crank for height, but Macwood messes it up. Zexro's still up there, I believe, but he's not going to be able to do anything to cover this. It's Bugha and Stretch who have now taken it and are looking to take the lead over Assault and Blake, who did have high earlier on in this one, but with 6 zone height, that one's hard to lose.
And now you might be thinking, these guys are in the lead. This might not seem that intense. Pay attention to who they afflict. Being up this high, having a say on people like Mac and Zex, they can end tournament runs right here individually. So we'll see who Bugha chooses with his drum gun to drop down into. We'll see where Stretch sends his threats of RPGs. It's right on to Vivid and Nano, NPen and Hog as well. Do not have the points to qualify just yet. They're right below them. They have so many storylines before them right now, and it could be the final chapter for so many people. Blake down. NPen gets that pickup. Zum is down below as well. Narwhal there, a 30th place contender. Bugha dropping down. No mats. Has to play the shambles position in a box with someone else. It's Assault that takes him down. Revenge for Blake going down earlier.
And Stretch by himself, he also has to give it up. They spent so much cranking against Zexro and Macwood. Stretch is going to stay on height. He's going to land on Tabs G, and again affecting the teams who are trying to look for qualification, but he's going to hang on. Tabs G connects on to Stretch. Also find Brutus's minigun. Colazo now down. Tabs G needs to clutch of a lifetime to put any hopes and any recognition in towards that qualification range. It is towards the placements. Zayton Saf still up. Zexro and Macwood still up as well. Hogman now is clinched with his teammate NPen down on low ground. Vivid still up too. Zexro just found 2 eliminations, and Macwood way ahead as well. They're starting to do it, Shy. They were only at 7 points before this game, but now at 18.
They have a chance, and there's still 7 duels left alive, so placement is still here. If they get that victory royale, or if they get close and get a lot of eliminations, they're going to be so close to that top spot. Clarity G, though, is mopping up low ground, getting so many elims back-to-back. He's boosting himself up out of that 0-point threshold, so Game 6's story is already starting to develop in Game 5. NPen and Hogman holding out as Macwood gets RPG'd and dropped down multiple layers. Clarity is the one at the door. Zex gets pinched from the back. Mac is the last one to stay alive. Can he survive the pressure? No! He gets taken out by Elevate, and Clarity, the kings of low ground right now. Tabs is holding out by his own on height.
He's got 2 floppers and the minigun and still a little bit of materials to make his way into zone, but instantly gets tagged down. NPen now here against Tabs G, and it's both of them, and they who have just clinched themselves with the victory royale here look to be repeating things from week 4, but against Tabs and Colazo, who get boxed up, box fight from Ronaldo, who just one pumps him and takes his entire hopes and dreams gone in a second, a flash. And he's in. Unknown. They didn't even get the impact from that. No, not getting the materials at all. They're going for more. A good start on the Okus, a good piece control. And he follows it up with an SMG spray, but it's not enough. Unknown goes down, and Ronaldo is 1 HP. All he needs to do is get placement, but I don't think he's doing it. Where's Ronaldo? He goes down, and I think only 31 points. That might not be enough. That might not be enough. Just then, Clarity G and Elevate 21 points right now. They could still do this. 10 points from winning a game could make it happen. We're just getting at least half the placements and a couple elims as well could make it happen too.
We're seeing stories end and dreams die time and time again into other people's realities and game plans. Unknown took away so many people, but in doing so, just overreached, played a little bit too aggressively, but had to with the mats that he had no issues or possibilities to survive. A harpoon in for Clarity. They get a huge impact they shouldn't have at all. But suddenly their mats are fully refreshed. They ult into this position, and now they get to move out once again. Hoax and Zum are at the back, still also in the top 10. Clarity and Elevate, though, need to strive and get towards that top 12. Try to qualify with just 25 points right now. They get the first placement threshold. Need to find more. Tabs takes out Hogman. Sinez is still alive down here. Carson's duel, but I believe Carson's is down. A pinch is here. The first shot whiffs from Elevate, but they try to finish it out. The wall blocking off any possibility of them getting in. They have to give it up. A lot of time wasted, but they try to revive that position. Vivid qualified, but could affect other people's runs and duos. And right now, everyone's on low ground. Saf, I think, is alive in front of these guys.
That he is. Tabs G still up in the game as well. He just picked up 2, but Colazo down. Caught Genesis and Shades, I believe, in this game. Elevate is going to win against Saf and put themselves in the top 10. Here's Tabs G. He's actually going to take a fight against High Ground. 2 players up here. He has the RPG, but falls all the way to low. Now 2 HP. No, 9 HP. Only 1 tick he can take, and he does get 1. That's Siphon 2. He can last a little longer. Another one possible for Tabs G. Yes, it connects, but still in the zone. It's Vivid and Nanolite. They're pushing him, and they end the dreams. Now 27 points. Tabs G and Colazo not going to do it. It's Nanolite and Vivid Another possible win for this team. They're at 42 points and possibly even in the top 3 after this.
And after this, Clarity and Elevate are still alive and still a duo on low ground with shields and mats. They have the possibility to have this clinch. One duo needs to go down. Is it going to be D's, the solo player? Vivid in his box. It's a big cluster. And right now, Vivid's going to be on low ground, edited on. Nano's taken out. D's is taken out. And this duo is operating at maximum capacity, controlling low ground, finishing out the game. 31 points. They just need one more.
This is all it's right here. They just need to outlast a little bit more, and Elevate puts the nail in the coffin for Shades in that game, but I think they've done it. It's now a 2 versus 2. Elevate and Clarity G on low ground. To win this would be clinching the qualification for sure.
And they were at 0 points just moments ago, now risen up time and time again, playing this low ground together, surviving, finally with this drum gun and minigun. 2 mythic POIs of power here on low. Clarity though, low HP, Tfue, all the way up top, playing position. Do these guys have the ammo? Do they have the firepower to finish it off? We saw low ground not placing walls on their left and right sides. It's what ended games before. They don't have any right now, staying vigilant, waiting for the drop down. It's a 2v2, the last game. Number 6 of NA East Heat 3. And Elevate goes out in Storm, goes for the beam, it connects a little bit, Height is now dropped down, Clarity has the chance for a clutch, but Tfue wraps it up. Was 33 enough? Was the game, the series just thrown? We don't...